Hello. Welcome to Celebration. This is a new format that we introduced. So we're having podcasts. So I'm just going to start by presenting myself. I'm Natasha. I've been in the wedding industry for like 5 years. I started as an assistant in Spain with overseas clients that wanted to get married in Spain from all over Europe. And then I found Celebrations online and they asked me to join.
And you saw it didn't exist, right?
Yeah, I saw it was like it was fake, a scam. So I had to come here on island to make sure that was happening. But once I came, the team welcomed me so well, and I just love Celebrations. I love working here. I think we're like a big family where we do everything together as a team. So yeah, I'm really happy I took this opportunity. So Marianne, talk us a little bit more about you. How did you came here in this industry? How did you manage to come to the Cayman Islands? Because I know you come from Peru and you had your experience there.
Yeah. So I moved to the island 18 years ago. Actually, no. Yeah. Almost 19 years now. I came with a background of events and I was doing a lot of concerts, like major productions. So when I came to the island, just following love, because I met my husband. He's from Ireland, so he was already living here, right? And when I moved to the island, I was like, okay, what do I do? Do I try to find, like a company that does concerts? And obviously there is no many productions like this on island. So I was like, oh, there is an event company that you can apply. So I was like, okay, let me just do some research, but I really wanted to work. I was desperate to work. So I applied to Celebrations and I got the opportunity to, start with them. I never thought I would be able to plan a wedding. I remember helping people, my family with little events, but not as a profession, right? I have a degree on business administration. So I came to the interview and they said, yeah, we will offer you the job. So 18 years here, after I am here. So sitting down with you guys, talking about, a career of 18 years that has been like a roller coaster, with a lot of ups and downs. But it's a career that obviously I am so grateful to Joanne for the opportunity, because from where I started, where I am today, and be able to, share with people the knowledge that I have gotten after all these many years is it's a great opportunity. So yeah, 18 years after, I now manage the company and I am the one that is after all of you, like a sergeant.
So I'm not gonna, she's a great
You can say the truth today, Natasha. You don't need to lie. So it is a beautiful, we have a great team, which I feel is what you said. I'm so happy because you are a new person in the company that you feel that way. And I feel this will be an opportunity to show people and talk about different topics and different things of how we do things here at Celebrations, Caribbean weddings, and just, share with them all that.
How about you, Mr. Ward? Can you tell us from your big career?
Oh, wow. It's a little big. Started a long time ago, but Celebrations opened in 1993. Do you know how long ago that is?
Yeah. I wasn't even born. So
yeah. Thank you. I'm not supposed to say that. Thank you, Natasha.
You got that, please. Well, yeah, I started in 93. I did do weddings before 93. But literally this has been like an evolution, right? Because when I came into weddings events in the Cayman Islands, like you just said, you didn't even know where the Cayman Islands was. We are still very small, and doing weddings and events was like not a very big industry or anything like that, but I just fell into it. That's another story. We won't go into that. But actually when we started, we were tiny. I had a tiny little store, myself, my young 10-year-old daughter was helping, and one other person. And really, I was doing coordination of weddings. We had no rentals, nothing like that we started with, just doing the actual planning of more weddings than anything, and it was all local. The next thing I know is we're doing our first destination wedding, which again, at that time, that's probably about 3 years after I started, or 4. I didn't know what that was. That was a trend that hadn't even really started. So of course, I was like, okay, I got introduced, and there's this family that wants to do their wedding. They've been coming to Cayman for many years. They want to do Their daughter's wedding here. She loves the Cayman Islands. And that was my first destination wedding.
Imagine that, right? Like,
So we can say you started the trend.
Yeah.
Thanks to you, now we're having all the overseas clients.
I know.
Yeah.
Literally, the Department of Tourism was like, when I went and told them I'd done the wedding, and it was about 100 people, by the way.
Wow.
That was at the church, Catholic church, I remember it. And we were at one of the hotels. They were like, oh, wow, that's interesting. And we literally developed destination weddings in the Cayman Islands, which was great, obviously. And that has also helped us build like what we are today, which is we're over 40 people, a full onslaught of planners, designers, decor installers. We have our own in-store
marketing who is making us do this, kind of forcing us to do that.
Yes, keeping us in order and making sure we're on top of what we need to be doing. And really and truly, it's the love for what you do, right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
It is. The weddings and events, I've always told people, if you don't love doing it, I do not suggest you try.
You need to have the passion.
You have to have the passion for it. I've been through so many things, and so many opportunities have come up as well. Been on TV shows, done weddings, in remote places. That it's been an incredible journey for me, and I'm very happy.
And it's just
that we
funny
started
because
it.
a lot of people think that people say, "Oh, you are a wedding planner like Jennifer Lopez," and I was like, "Well, that's
Not
very
quite.
different, you know. It's not
Not
like."
quite.
And I think, especially in the Caribbean, I mean, now you come from Europe, it's totally different, you know. Like the weather is hot, it's humid, so it's not like you are with your hair and all fancy, dressing up, for the wedding. I mean, you are there, you want to make sure it's a special day for the couple, but it goes with a lot of effort, you know. It really takes a village for us to put a wedding together.
Yes,
you know?
absolutely.
Talking about this, like overseas client, how easy is it to get married on the Cayman Islands? Why should they choose Cayman Islands from all the islands from this side of the world? What would you say? Why is it easy in terms of legal documents, in terms of how much time do they need to start getting ready to come here?
Yeah, so I think a lot of people think it's super complicated because they are not in their own country to do it. But the reality is that, especially here in the Cayman Islands, it's super easy to do it, right? Like, I mean, you just need to fill out what they call a special marriage license that they need to fill out with all the information, you know, the name of the parents, their names and all of that, and then provide copies of their passports. If this is their first wedding, it's even easier. If this is their second wedding, they need to obviously provide their divorce decrees, and then pretty much like a cruise ship, right? Like a cruise ship, you just come and you get married after 2 hours, so process a special marriage license. So it is very easy. And I think something that is important to note as well, that, you know, most of our clients do come from the States. And in their case, you know, you go to another Caribbean destination that doesn't have English as the first language. They need to do all the translations. They need to do, you know, all the notarizing the papers. Here is not the case, you know. It's very...
They don't have that language barrier.
Correct. So they just get the license, and then after the license is, you know, done the day of the wedding, they get a copy of the marriage certificate, and then they can just get copies of their certificates, you know, the official ones, the electronic ones, and really make it easier. And I feel like, you know, people tend to say, oh my gosh, getting married, how do I do it? And I get scared about that. Do I need to get married back home and then come to Cayman to just do a ceremony? No, guys, you can do it here, right?
Here.
It's also important to mention that it's also recognized in most parts of
the world.
Also in Canada, in America. So it is a good idea to get married in the Cayman Islands because it is recognized when you go back to your country. So it's not something you have to think of when you go back, all this paperwork. So that's something that...
And I mean, now with emails, it's easier. But I mean, I'm sure in your time, you have to use what? Fax? Or
it was a fax machine.
I don't even know how
that phone. Yes. Literally that. I mean, that was all you had to work with, right? Was the phone, which sometimes we only had one line coming in. So, you know, that was certainly a different time. But we did it, you know, and even then, I think about doing that first wedding. And I mean, the people lived in New York. I remember all of that. Wow. And that's how we had to communicate. Whatever we'd send a fax or they would send a fax, one of the last things we'd put on a fax is the next time we'll talk is. And we'll put like a date and a time. So that's how the calendar was working, right? We knew, okay, in 5 days' time, we're going to send a fax or we're going to do a phone call. But we worked it through. Now, what is absolutely incredible is you can meet your clients via Zoom call.
Yeah.
I mean, what a difference, right?
Yeah.
The trust that those people have to have
exactly.
in you.
Imagine that.
Then,
How
never seen
you
them.
never met the person. You just
Yep.
saw a photo.
Yeah.
I mean, like, yeah.
It was unbelievable.
Now you have the meeting online. You create that environment, that connection through a camera, but you can feel that the client does trust you or does want to go with you because you're offering them something, like you're providing some information to them. So I think that's something in the modern world that is really easy. Also, you don't have to come to the Cayman Islands for a visit. We will take care of everything for you. Even the vendors are used to working with overseas clients. They will do multiple calls with you to make sure that you understand what you're getting into. So I think that's something that is easier in this wedding planning industry right now.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Not like the old times that you had to come to the Cayman Islands to see if celebrations existed and everything.
Meet them at the airport. Take them on their little trips around the island, show them all the venues. It was certainly a different time.
Yeah,
and
the challenges, like it's still very challenges, but I feel make it for sure much more easier the fact that the communication have improved so much through the years, even WhatsApp, like you can communicate with them kind of real life, any message, before it was just like trying to get on a phone call. I mean, in my time, I think we were just fading off from the fax.
Yes.
So I do know how a fax looks.
Sorry, I don't. I don't need her faxes anymore.
But then we started just using emails, and I think by that time you started getting the BlackBerry, so we could just answer emails in the BlackBerry, so very fancy. But yeah, and something else that, is important to say is that the process after the wedding, as I mentioned, you get your marriage certificate, and then we said to our brides, especially the ones that live in America, go back to your city, get your change on your social security card, and then after that you can just go and change your passport, your credit cards, and everything that you need to change, but it is easy. I mean, you plan now weddings on all the time, so it is easy, and I think our bride shouldn't be worried or concerned about not getting approval or anything. It's like very easy.
I think what makes celebrations special as well in terms of the wedding industry is that we don't have a 9-to-5 job. We will be there 24 hours for you, because I sometimes go to bed and I'm still answering emails to my clients at 10 p.m. or WhatsApp. Like, you create that relationship. It's more like a friend that you want really to help the other person. It's not like 9 to 5, I'm not going to answer your phone. Like, we really get involved in the planning. It's like, we know what it is to feel like a bride and to feel overwhelmed, or how am I going to deal with this? How am I going to do this? So us as wedding planners, we're like a psychologist. We will say, like, we are there for you 24 hours. So I think that's something that celebration stands out from the other event industries on this island. So I would say that you created a great company.
And that comes from passion, right?
Yes.
Exactly.
Because from the very beginning, that's where it started. And it's just grown and developed and getting better and better and better as far as I go, especially with all the technology we have in place now.
And I think we are fortunate that everybody, as you said, is very invested into, the service and ensure like our clients in general. I mean, it doesn't need to be a wedding, it can be just someone renting something or one flowers just for, a dinner table. It is important for us to feel, and I know we joke so many times that we are not in the Caribbean time, we are in the Cayman time, that for us, it's very, very important that the clients do get the response, because we know how, I mean, it's stressful already having a wedding or planning any sort of event. So just imagine if you are planning it miles away from where the actual event is, and you don't know if people will be real, if they will exist, if they have an operation, if they will do what they promise you they will do, right?
So having that trust, that they really exist, they really can do what they say they can do, they're going to be on time, I'm not going to be disappointed. And that's the great thing that I think we've developed, that, people do trust us because we're serious about what we do. We don't take it lightly. It's our life. like
Yeah.
till 10 and 12 o'clock
Yeah.
at night. I mean,
Thank
you
you,
don't sleep.
Natasha.
I just do it because I love it. Just so you know. Well, it's been great talking this first episode we have here. We're going to wrap it up right now, but we'll